Level 6 Diploma in OHS, type of health effects based on quantity of dose. Acute health effect. Acute effects are those ill health issues which are caused by exposure with high quantity concentration for a short period of time. For example, exposure with H2S for more than 500 ppm can cause death in seconds. Chronic health effects. Prolonged exposure to a low-quantity substance may generate health effects over a period of time. For example, silica dust prolonged exposure causes lung cancer. It is noteworthy that a substance may present both acute chronic effects, e.g. H2S gas. Prolonged exposure with low ppm, parts per million, H2S may cause headache, corneal blistering, sleep disturbance, etc. What are the occupational exposure limits, OEL? The maximum safe dose of an airborne substance, which an employee may be exposed through inhalation for a specific period of time, is OEL. Exposure limits for different substances will be different. Example, H2S may have low value as compared to CO, carbon monoxide. It is also noteworthy that there is no uniform international standard which lays out the OEL, occupational exposure limits, for the hazardous substances. Every country may have set exposure limits for substances. Type of OEL occupational exposure limits. We have earlier studied the acute chronic effects of substance on the health of the persons. The OEL may be divided into 0-2 main type based on the ill health effect the substances may present. Short-term exposure limits, STEL. STEL is the maximum safe dose concentration of an airborne substance that an employee person may be subject to exposure for maximum 15 minutes duration. For example, STEL for H2S gas is 15 ppm 15 minute. Long-term exposure limits, LTEL. LTEL is the maximum safe dose of an airborne substance that an employee may be subjected to exposure for an 8 hours, normal duty time per shift, time duration a day for a lifetime working. LTEL value for H2S gas is 10 ppm 8 hours. Note, some substances may present both acute chronic health effects must be dealt accordingly while taking control measures. Time weightage average, TWA. In the context of LTEL and STEL, it should be understood that exposure to uniform concentration of a substance may not be practical to be monitored as the concentration level may be different throughout the day. This is the reason the concept of TWA is introduced, in which the specific hours are multiplied with the concentration value added together. The sum is then divided by 8, total shift hours, to get the average exposure in 8 hours. Example, TWA.